Welcome to CWC Art and Soul with Catherine. Good evening. Welcome to CWC Art and Soul. And tonight is a spontaneous painting video, and I will give you some reflections that this painting brought to me. There are actually two in these colors. This is the first painting, and the second one I'll put a link to so you can take a look at it. So I was starting off with a blank canvas tonight, and starting off with a base of creamy white, and then I start adding my colors in, and then I start changing my mind and getting a different feeling. And so that's what you're going to be seeing tonight, is the various expressions of paint colors on the canvas and my thoughts about it. So thanks for watching. I'm calling this one soft power. Have you ever thought about soft power? We don't talk about that a lot, and it's really powerful. I mean, that's what John Lennon was kind of talking about when he said, love is all we need. And I'd say love is soft power, even though you think about it, power, by virtue of the word power, this is not weak, it's power. And reflect on the book, Power versus Force. With power, you don't need force. And love is power. And tonight, I was so drawn to the color pink, neon pink actually, and rose gold, along with some black, some silver, and white. And that blending, that balance that it gave the pink. And it really got me thinking about soft power. Today, in the world we're living in, we are being abused by hard power. Old patriarchal mindset, colonialism, this greed, lust, fear, hate, that really low bottom of the barrel energies that are driving wedges between people. And we need soft power. We need that ability to be diplomatic, to listen to each other, to find common ground, to cooperate instead of dominating and threatening, and jealousy making us look at other countries and saying, well, they've got this and we want it, so we're just going to take it because we're bigger than they are. That is so juvenile. There's such an immaturity in some of the leaders in very high positions of power today. It's immature in the sense of they haven't evolved. And as a species, we have to evolve. We are far past the survival of the fittest mentality. We have no need for that. Everyone can thrive on this planet. There's enough for everyone, as Gandhi said. There's enough for everyone's needs, but there's not enough for everyone's greed. And that's what's driving people are saturated with negativity and believing there's not enough, and so you are superior to your neighbor, so you should have more. And why are you superior? Well, because we talked about it and we decided that your skin color or your job or the amount of wealth you have makes you superior. And these are all man-made garbage ideologies that feed fear. They feed that idea that, okay, there's not enough, so therefore I'm going to have to take from others in order to satisfy my desires. It's so not true. But a lot of people have bought it. And a lot of people love to get on a bandwagon of hate and violence and like really think about that. if that's the way people believe is the only choice to solve their problems, is war, is taking from other people, is oppressing other people, is denying other people life, basic life needs, health care, food, shelter, education, all of those things. And we are also seeing a judicial system in some parts of the world where it's very obvious now that some people are above the law. Now, we've seen this injustice throughout the world, but now we're really seeing it on the big screen, so to speak. And so tonight's painting was showing me soft power, because this painting, with all the pink in it, which is so life-affirming, so powerful in its subtlety. You know, I've done paintings that are red, and red is passionate, it's fiery, it's strong, it's, you know, it can be angry, it can be, red can be a lot of things. It can be, you know, a power suit in red, but so can pink. And I find it really interesting when we look at soft power, we can find ways that everybody wins, everybody benefits, mutually beneficial relationships in countries, in families, in your job, in social settings. Soft power is not weak, it's power. And by definition, power is not weak. Power sustains. It's fuel. It's what drives the engine. And soft power can do it in a way that doesn't have to destroy others. And that's what the old patriarchy taught us. It was always about whoever had the biggest army, they won. They rewrote history. They told different tales. They took what they wanted. And the masses very often supported one side or the other. And they always lost. And the people at the top, kings, queens, rulers, dictators, enjoyed a pretty good life, where the masses did not. And that's what we're seeing today. We're seeing it on steroids. And so we need to decide, are we going to join those pick sides against each other? Or are we going to celebrate and respect that we have millions of people on this planet, everyone created by the creator of all that is, so none of us are superior to the other. We all have a right to be here on the planet. We all have a right to have shelter, have food, be safe. We have that right. And we have an obligation to the planet, our host, to get along in a harmonious way that respects her. And that's soft power. To me, that's soft power. We can negotiate with each other. We can, and I mean fair negotiations. I don't mean under duress. I don't mean where we are manipulated or that we make decisions because we hate somebody. But decisions that look at the bigger picture. Is this beneficial to my neighbor? Is it beneficial to me? Is it beneficial to the planet? Or at least does no harm? Absolute minimum amount of harm, because after all, a footprint is a footprint. So I just wanted to share with you every painting, every time I pick up my canvases and my paint supplies, I'm inspired, and I'm often reflective of how what the art is showing me is such a reflection of what's going on in the world. And it's showing me that the power of being soft and gentle and kind. You know, you see me blowing with a straw. I don't take out a leaf blower to manipulate my paint, to move it, to create designs. It's a gentle touch, but there's a power, right? Behind my breath, there's a power. And that's what I think we need, is soft power, a gentle touch. You don't take an axe to do surgery. You take little tiny scalpels. And that's what we need. We need people who are able to tap into that mutual respect, to go into situations where, it could be chaotic, and use their intellect, their maturity. And maturity brings an intelligence, and knowledge brings the capacity to hear our fellow human, to negotiate with other countries, to negotiate for jobs, to get a fair wage, to have a fair way of living. We don't look at our neighbor's house and say, they have resources in there and we want them, and we'll just go take them. We don't do that in a civil society. That's the way we were hundreds of years ago. And we did it on behalf of our country very often. And now we need to evolve. We need to realize this chaos, this chronic solving our problems with violence is not beneficial to anyone. And so that's where I think art is, my art in particular, is contemplative. You look at it, you're going to see something different every time you look. Even if you have the painting in your own home, every time you look at it, you're likely to see something different, because I'm putting my inspiration into it, and I'm working with spirit to create. And so there's messages in the paintings. There's the way you look at it, your point of view is going to be different. And I hope that you are able to reflect a little bit on this concept that I'm mentioning tonight, which is finding ways in your own life to develop soft power techniques where you don't give away your power, where you don't roll over like a doormat. You're not a people pleaser. You're not nice, but you're kind. We can be kind and firm. We can be kind and say no. And the more that we have people who are willing to do that, the more peaceful our planet will be. So thank you for watching tonight. I hope you enjoy the process, and I'll put some music on for you to watch, and I will put the link to the second painting that you can watch that process. Similar colors, but a different outcome. And you'll see throughout this painting, I started going in one direction and I changed direction. I didn't fight it, I didn't resist, I didn't object, I didn't get angry. I went with the flow. And I knew something wanted to happen that I didn't know what it was, just something. And so I went with it. And of course, as always, I was surprised and delighted. And soft power is what came from this. So if you've stuck with me this far, I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. And if you're interested in exploring more of my art, go to CWCartandsoul.com. There's also a link there to the fashions, which is also in the description box below. I so appreciate you watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It really does. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me to grow my channel. And hopefully you're watching regularly so that you can spread more of the positive messages that I'm trying to share. And I love your feedback. Love it. So thanks so much.